like a boxing bag by Dagon and falls to the floor, defeated and humiliated. One of his friends tells that Shinsango doesn't go to competitions because he doesn't like to get hit and just feels stronger by beating weak people. Finally, Shinsango admits the defeat and everyone shocked by the beat one recognize that Dagon is very strong. In a room watching the cameras there are Director Lai and the President, who says that he likes our hero but also tells Director Lai to remove the rules, and she asks why but he replies that our hero is like a cat and needs to be a little more free, so that's in her hands. In other scene we're shown the other class leaders, Pak Do-him of Class 4, Lai Sun-gal of Class 9, Yu Ji-seok of Class 5 and Bong-won of Class 6. Now back with our hero. He's getting out of class with Manjo and his friends, where they tell him to be careful with the other classes because they see him as a threat for have taken 3 of them. Dagon takes it easy and gets into the car with Director Lai, and while they're leaving Ina is asking to herself what's the relationship between them. Back into them. We see them talking and Director Lai is telling him that the project rules are being reduced. When they finally arrive we see the house where Dagon is going to live in and the credit card she gives to him for buying what he needs. In a change of scene we see that Director Lai surveils our hero 24/7 and the next day he gets reprimanded by the teacher for fighting and Ina was close feeling curious about the relationship between the director and our hero so she chooses to follow him after class. After another change we see Yu Ji-seok and Sussy where the subordinates of Shinsango enter asking for help about what to do without hero, saying that if he continues like this he will defeat everyone. Bong-won was there playing with his phone and now mad he gives them a hit in the face telling them he's going to take it when Yuji says he's right and Bom says it's needed to manipulate others to take care of Dagon. And this one was studying while being surveilled by Ina and a fat man, who finally leave cause they consider him a normal guy. Ina follows our hero like a stalker, and we see in scene the previous fat guy talking with Bong-won and telling them that if they defeat our hero they'll be the other class leaders. After leaving the guys see it as a great opportunity and just realize that our hero was walking around. They follow him but Dagon notices and tries to lose them. But Ina who is following him is seen by the fat guy and after telling the others to keep going she's caught thinking she was in love but not scared she sprays pepper gas to his eyes and as he screams in pain the others arrive and surround Ina. But just like a hairy chest macho Dagon comes to defend her but before fighting he tells them to go to a quieter place. While going to the place they run into a couple guys from Bonjeon Technical High School called Junman and Cha Jinwo, who told them to get out, after what the fat says they're Bong-won's subordinates and since they both knew Bong-won they leave. Ina who is leaving is told that she can't by the fat guy. Dagon tells him to let go but the fat Yanjin says no. She was feeling curious about the hero so she stays to watch the fight. Yanjin feeling macho and believing they four could win starts joking blowing cigarette smoke to his face where the hero now furious takes his face and drops him unconscious to the ground defeating the other ones right after. In another scene Yu Ji-seok and Bong-won were at a cyber cafe where they get a call from the guys of the other school telling them that the whole group was defeated and later when Yanjin wakes up our hero asks him who sent them for him and if it was Bong-won because he heard his name when the fat was talking with the guys of the other school. And Yanjin refuses to answer because he's afraid of being beaten but finally he tells the truth since he's more afraid of Dagon now. In a left right later and Dagon tells Yanjin to bring the bastard Bong-won. The next day Dagon tired of waiting goes furious to Class 6 and takes Yanjin strongly from the arm when Sussy the queen of Class 6 appears and asks him why does he come to disturb to which Dagon replies that it's not her business and she smacks him in the face, causing his glasses to fall and after seeing him without glasses she falls in love with him. In that moment Bong-won appears, beating Yanjin and asking Dagon what's the matter with him. Then our hero throws a punch but Yu Ji-seok stops him and tells him to calm down, to which Dagon says it's because of the guys they sent to annoy him. Bong-won as a coward acts like innocent punching Yanjin and telling Dagon it was his idea and not of him. Bong-won asks if Dagon has any evidence to accuse him, after what the hero prefers to leave. Dagon spent all the class angry knowing it was actually Bong-won but he couldn't do anything since he would get tagged as the bad guy, so he looks for a way to take revenge. In other scene we see Bong-won beating down the guys of the first group and calling the people from the other school to solve the thing with Dagon. In the last chapter we saw Bong-won making a call to his friends from Bonjeon School asking them to solve the issue with Dagon, in which Juman accepts the deal and while talking get interrupted by Jinwo who says he wants to be alone with the girl from the fight who is in A. Since Bong-won doesn't know her he asks Yanjin who says that she is innocent and has nothing to do with it. But Bong-won doesn't give a fart and tells him just to bring her with Cha Jinwo. Yanjin is against it and says she's from Class 9 where the leader is Lai Sun-gal but Bong-won tells him to not worry about since he's a nerd who he could finish anytime and to just care about bringing Ina and Dagon. After that we see Yanjin begging for pardon to Dagon and we can also see Manjo and his folks talking about what a legend our hero is for beating 4 guys at a time and that they want to be his friends. Dagon feeling a little bad for the beat up that Bong-won gave to Yanjin and tells him to say sorry to Ina to which says yes and also invites him to go eat tteokbokki as an apology. And the hero ends to accept. After a while we see Yanjin saying sorry to Ina and inviting her to eat tteokbokki, but he asks why should she even go and Yanjin replies that it's to apologize with her and Dagon. When we see how Ina's friend called Ara comes out because she heard the name of Dagon and accepts the invitation because she's obsessed with Out Hero. Ina says there's no need to go because it will be awkward, but Ara starts begging, so Ina ends up accepting. Changing the scene, we see Yanjin taking them to the place that Bongwang had established, which is a lonely street. Dagon, now tired, asks him how's the restaurant called because everything's closed. Yanjin gets nervous not knowing what to answer. The guys from Bonjon school arrive right quick and a furious Dagon looks at Yanjin because he took them to a trap, where he excuses and says he couldn't do anything. The angry Ina shouts that at least he didn't have to involve Ara, who was innocent. The guys from Bonjon were watching the scene and notice that Yanjin was on his knees and say that's why he could defeat 4 guys together. Jinwo tells them to not underestimate him because he's actually strong. And we see a huge guy called Jin Yunwan challenging our hero, to who Dagon asks who the hell is talking to, and then gets noticed that Yunwan has a problem to focus his eyes. Anyways, he runs to attack Dagon, but he applies a neck brace that ties him. Yunjan tells him to surrender, but he gets unconscious in seconds. Dagon, angry, asks him if they thought he would free him if he surrendered, and says that they didn't care about involving innocent people and he would kill them for crossing the line. The other guys start laughing at him, asking if he's stupid since he just defeated one of them and there were 9 left to beat, so they surround our hero, and Dagon, who was cornered, looks for a wall and tackles a guy, then gives his lights off and start attacking the others, who are consumed by fear watching how they're massacred. Jinwo tells to not worry since they win in number, but it's useless cause they get beat up anyways. Dagon, who was exhausted, knew he had to finish that quick, and the only 2 remaining were Young Man and Jinwo, when they admit he's a monster but is a shame cause it's his end. And we see that more people from Bonjon school arrive with baseball bats, and when Dagon thought he was lost, Minso comes out with Manjo and his friends to help him. Dagon asks them how they knew about the place, then Minso says Yanjin told them about. Young Man gets furious for being betrayed and says he's telling Bongwang, but Yanjin Mo, now tired to be treated like crap, says he doesn't give a fart and joins our hero. Dagon thanks them for the gesture but says they are less in number and the guys even bring weapons, just when Daddy Manjo tells to not worry because they came armed as well. The fight finally starts and the first to attack is Daddy Manjo, who makes butter of a guy. Combat win, which the scene becomes a camp battle with bangs raining all over, and Jinwo, watching how they're massacred, our hero asks, when are they starting? Young Man tackles but he's stopped by Dagon, during which this one attempts to hit but gets kicked by Jinwo, and Young Man takes the chance to grab him behind and apply a back suplex, but Dagon grabs hardly the wall, stopping the suplex and trying to escape the braces, and finally gets free, but trying to throw a punch he's stopped by a Jinwo's kick that he has to avoid, now tired because he can only defend. But he learns his pattern using that and chooses to better attack Jinwo, who is beat up and finally knocked out.